switch commentary over to Blaze for a little while. See what he's thinking of the whole Paramonian setting.
I think you better watch out for that gas. Really good. Nothing that color of green is good. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's really supposed to be the color of our logo.
So that will tell you something. Termites are dangerous creatures, and as you can see, that's one of their main threats.
You got it right.
Lure this guy down here. We made it that time. Oh yeah. So while they're not dangerous all at once like the crabs are, termites can definitely be trouble. Any words of wisdom?
Spoken word of wisdom.
I think you're
Oh.
Oop.
Oh, you gotta lure, you gotta ruse him. Oh, now you're done. Oh.
Apparently they do not like it when you take their meat. Termites will do that to you. So, then like I said, came Munch's Odyssey. And these games were always intended to be a quintology. With A being the first game, Munch being the second. And someone named Squeak being the third, that is yet, as of right now, unreleased. Now that we've taken care of those two, we're gonna chant to get the spell down. And we're done with this first puzzle. The rest of them go quicker than that. And there's only 6 this time, so... Okay. So, Munch's Odyssey. It introduced a character named Munch. And he is from a species called Gabbit, which are aquatic creatures with 1 foot. The Gabbits are also all extinct, because they were fished out of the sea for their lungs, and for their eggs. Yeah. Because the Gluckins, if you couldn't tell by the one that we're dealing with in this game, are very bad smokers. In fact, they smoke so much they almost constantly need lung transplants. And Gabbit lungs, for some reason, just so happen to fit it perfectly. Right here, pull that lever and immediately run to the right, or else you will get smashed by that rock, or killed by the So, there's a bell song. So, yeah, the Gabbits are used for their lungs. And because of that, Munch is the very last one left of his kind. On one night, he is brought out by the sound that his own kind would make. And it turns out to just be a bear trap, or a crab trap. And we're gonna get this guy distracted right here. So, because of this, Munch gets his leg broken, and he's captured by these scientists called the Bikers, who, as the game's creator put it, would kill a million bunnies just to find the perfect fabric softener. They kidnap Munch, and instead of killing him like they've done with all the other Gabbits, one of them, who's definitely the more inventive of the pair, decides to put a sonar beacon in his head. His train of thought is that way Munch will be able to find the creatures and like the fuzzles that they capture, which are other creatures introduced in that game. He'll be able to find those creatures for them. And of course, as you can imagine, for a creature to find other creatures, definitely not. This room involves triggers, so just be wary.
Trigger warning.
That guy will try to attack you when you back up against the wall. Get out of here and just roll. Make sure you jump over this one or you'll kill yourself. By the time you get to the end, they should all be dead. So Munch ends up escaping with the very tool that they put in his head, using it to zap people and free these characters called the Fuzzles. And there he meets up with Abe, and they both team up to save their respective races. And the reason why a lot of people didn't like the transition to 3D is because, even I can admit, the ambience from this game is definitely lost in the Munch's Odyssey games. Where here you have background, even in the old game, there were very cool and dynamic and atmospheric backgrounds. In Munch's Odyssey, most of the backgrounds were reduced to just a different color of fog. And among that, they changed how the characters work. In this game, Abe does very realistic and easy to use jumps. They work for the actual, like, what a person of his size would be. That's why you couldn't say so. Now, these bats will hurt you. If you're fast enough, you can kill them with a bottle cap. So, good to have them. Alright, right here, activate this mine. You'll see why later. Then deactivate these mines. There's the flintlock. We blew up. Alright, we got it. There's a little audio glitch there. There's a few in this game. Anyway, now that he's fallen down there, like I said, most people in this game are idiots, so Mudokins included. So, get the bell song up here and you're good to go. So, in that game, Abe's jump was like a harder to control version of Sonic the Hedgehog's jump. And that definitely doesn't work for platforming sections, which were very plentiful. What were especially plentiful were having to jump onto little tiny points in order to ascend a tall structure, and if you didn't quick save with every single jump you made, you would be screwed. But we made it all the way back across, and we're gonna chant to flip itself. So, but overall, I liked the game. I thought that the characters were nice. But when you read later what Oddworld Inhabitants was planning on doing originally with that game, you might feel a little bit upset. And you might understand why people are disliking it so much. But if everything goes well and they would like to do it, it would be great to see a remake like this for Munch's Odyssey. This room is all about slugs over here. Lure these guys over, you can possess them. To his buddy, that's all you can do. Alright, we got the bat. Alright, be very careful here. There's a slog. just throw a mine over his head so you can blow him up. Alright. And the delicate things you need are right over here. So, then came the game Stranger's Wrath. And that took a definite departure from the regular formula. Before, Oddworld prided themselves on not making you this macho guy with big guns and ways to defend himself, as you can see with how Abe is right here. But what ended up happening with that one is while there was like nice third-person stuff, and it was still plenty odd, and I still love the game. You weren't the underdog anymore. You were playing a stranger, a bounty hunter, and with the introduction of his trusty crossbow, there were first-person elements. It was still a really great game. Then, what happened was, as Lord Lanning, the creator of Oddworld, claims, EA ruined Oddworld.
EA ruins everything.
I don't know.
You hear me, EA? I will take you down.
They didn't advertise for Stranger's Wrath, they rushed them on their product, they didn't give them enough funding, they just weren't very good, and in the end, they were forced to shut down. Don't bother with that guy yet. As soon as you back him up against the wall, he'll get you.
Aye. Okay, you can go.
This guy will give you one of those red spiritual rings, and you can use it to and this will give you access to the flintlock. Done. Now, as you can probably see, we have to get to the bell thong that's behind that guy. We can't do that because we're back up against the wall, so we need meat. The meat's up here. So, now, Oddworld Inhabitants was a big company before the whole EA thing. But after that, they were pretty much shut down for good. And Lord Lanning was moving on to a movie series called Citizen Siege. And it was not going to be set on Oddworld, it was still going to keep some of his views. But it was really sort of him giving up on the Oddworld series. Maybe he was going to return to it later on in the past, but EA kind of thoroughly destroyed him. And I don't even know how many years it was, he announced New and Tasty, which is the very first game that's been made since Stranger's Wrath. They had made games before that because they teamed up with a company named Just Add Water. And they made HD remasters of all the games. So if you want to check out games like Majazazi and Stranger's Wrath like I was talking about, there's no better time than now. Alright, so we made it into the Paramonian Nest. Which, as you can probably guess from Scribania, we're just going to be running from Paramites. Once again, you can scout ahead. I'm not going to. I'm already pretty sure of the layout, so come up here. Don't run too close to this guy, but just get enough for a running head start. Watch out for that trap door, or else we'll drop you right on top of this guy. Take the time to quick save right here. There's none that's going to bother you right now. Start up here. Jump across the pit. Now here's a sort of short section where there's no worrying about Paramites. Just quick save. And now for the rest of the time you're going to have to worry about it. So, from here on out it's just a straight up run and just do your best. Make sure you jump here or else he will get you immediately. Now, quick save in this room. Get the meat. Wait for most of them to come down because one's going to come down with you too and you don't want them to get you. And you make it. Okay. So that was Paramonia. We just need to get their hand scar and we are back to Upshur Farms towards the end of this game.
Hi, man. Good luck. Getting more hand scars. Get more magic.